Hey, we good here? Good. I'm getting back to work.
Yo, yo. We right back with it. We right back with it with another reaction. It's your boy, Derek Farrow. Rob is on the other side of this broadcast. Rob, let him know you in his house.
Yo, what's up? It's Rob, chilling with Darren.
Hey, he's still there. Then that's how you know he right there. All right, bet. What we reacting to today? Are we reacting to what we
I found
reacting to?
this. I found this clip online from the All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes. Basically, they had Jeannie Buss on, and they had this like little clip of her talking about the Chris Paul trade. So I was like, oh shit! I saw like a little bit of it. I was like, I'm gonna save this for the YouTube page and let me show Darren. So
This is
that's what we're watching today.
this might be interesting. I ain't gonna lie, I really wish back in the day I wish this trade would have went through so much. I think it was the Dwight, wasn't it? Dwight Howard, Kobe, and Chris Paul was supposed to be the big three. But I think
2012.
Steve Nash ended up going there like at the tail end of his career, and he didn't even play that much. I'm pretty sure
He got injured, bro. So what happened was, I think he signed like a 2 year deal, and he got injured, and he missed like
immediately.
most of the season. He even stated to the media and shit, "Oh yeah, I only re-upped my contract just because it's guaranteed money, because it
I
was
mean,
like
you
the
can't.
tail end of his career. It really wasn't doing nothing. And honestly, if they would have got Chris Paul, we probably would have got our LeBron Kobe finals in 2012.
Well, yeah, yep, because Miami did make it versus Dallas that year. I think was that the year to Dallas, or was
No.
it?
That's 2012 is OKC. Dallas is 2011.
Hey man, I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. That OKC team was them boys was on a mission that year, man. At least in the Western Conference, when they like getting through the Western Conference, they was just it was different. I don't know. Even Kobe was getting like that's when James Harden played defense. That's when we thought he was a good defender
That's different.
versus
That's when he
Kobe.
had to play defense. He was coming off the bench.
Yeah, I guess, man. But I don't know
Bro,
if
I
they
thought it
just
was
make
crazy.
it.
He wasn't even starting. Think about that. James Harden wasn't even starting.
But when you got all these guys on a team, who is Kobe going to guard? Westbrook, Harden. He can't guard Durant. And who do they got to guard Durant? Because you can't put Dwight on Durant. That's a bad day. Even back then, that's a bad day.
I don't think that's fair. I think it's as simple as I don't think anybody can guard Kevin Durant.
Then how can you say the Lakers are just gonna come out that series? I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. Those are two. If this what it
Well,
is,
you got to remember, that's right. That's right when Dwight got traded. So at that time, literally at that time, he was the best center in the league. So it would have been so you got to look be like before the season started. Dwight looked like the best center in the league. It's Kobe Bryant. He's older, but he should be fine. And with Chris Paul, a relatively young Chris Paul at the time, he was like
no,
about 25.
mentally here, I think Kobe and Chris Paul would have been here, but dragging Dwight with them because I think that was the big problem with him with the Lakers. I think that Kobe had with him is that he wasn't destined for. I don't know. Like I think that was when Kobe finally said that like yo, I kind of do miss Shaq because, or I like not even miss Shaq, but he said I took him for granted a lot more or something like that because it was something about Dwight Howard where he wasn't either he wasn't working hard or his ability wasn't as the same as Shaq's or something like that. I don't know for sure,
I
but
feel what you're
I
saying, but
remember.
Kobe, I was obviously all that Kobe shit came out. There's a bunch of Kobe interviews I had to get replayed and shit. What Kobe was always talks about how he tries to motivate his players, and he learned from Phil Jackson. Sometimes you got to use the media to motivate somebody. And you got to remember, Kobe at that age, Kobe didn't give a fuck.
He really did. But Dwight wasn't. I don't know. Dwight, it looked like, look, Chris Paul maybe would have made it a little better. Maybe if there was a real point guard on the floor. So I feel like Kobe had to play point guard a lot during those years. Um, yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. Uh, to say that they would have came out that maybe it's possible. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Let's get into this. I'm ready for it.
All right.
I wanted to ask you because I was actually on the team. What happened with the CP3 trade getting voided?
I can tell you exactly what happened. So, if you remember, we were in a lockout,
Mm-hmm.
right? When there's a lockout, there's a moratorium on everything. You can't make trades, you can't do anything. As we were making a deal with the union and then starting to lift the
lockout.
the
Mhm.
lockout rules. All the representatives of the teams had to be in New York for Board of Governors meeting to ratify the new CBA. And so as we're in this room, all of a sudden there's kind of this rumor that goes in around the room about a trade. Well, at that time, the team was run
By David
by the
Stern.
league,
Mhm.
right? So there's no way a trade could be happening if we're all in this room doing league business, except the general manager of the team felt that he had the authority to make a trade.
Of New Orleans at the time?
Right.
Okay.
And so he felt that he could make a trade. And my dad, at that time, his health was declining and he didn't make the trip to New York. I was representing the team, so I wasn't responsible for trades.
Mhm.
So the trade was happening while everybody is in this room. So teams felt like, how is that possible? We didn't get a chance to make a trade for Chris Paul. And so they all attacked the league and said this wasn't fair. We didn't all get a chance to
But he wasn't going to you guys, so it doesn't matter. But go
it,
ahead.
but it
Right. I understand what they're saying.
like David Stern didn't reject the trade as commissioner. He rejected the trade as governor of the New Orleans team, right? Because he
Oh,
wasn't asked permission to
Wow.
okay the trade. But the general manager,
That's
when they
interesting.
said we're going to have, arm's distance from making basketball decisions because we're the league, felt that he could make that decision without having to have
Mhm.
someone
Stamp it.
stamp it.
Mhm.
So it wasn't the NBA trying to keep
Chris
the
and Wayne.
Lakers from Chris Paul. It was David Stern had a responsibility to make sure that it was a trade that he would approve. So now he just calls off the trade and wants everybody to cool down because now you had a lot of teams thinking there was some
Mhm.
funny business going on, but it wasn't. It was just by
Mhm.
coincidence how things lined up. So now our front office decided to make a different trade and traded Lamar Odom to Dallas. So now you can't resurrect the trade because you just broke up the pieces that made it. Now everybody was trying to get Chris Paul and the Clippers
Yeah.
offered the best deal.
Yeah, that was crazy because I remember being on the team and I remember guys that were involved in the initial trade. I mean, I think Powell was talked about. LO ended up going to Dallas and the trade got vetoed. So it just had a crazy energy in the locker room.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because I remember I was with Kobe talking to Chris, like, oh shit, look out. So basically, what you're saying is if the GM of New Orleans would have kind of just took his time,
Yeah,
it would have happened.
yeah,
Big speedballing.
yeah.
Mm,
So
mm, mm.
so it really, I mean, the league isn't against the Lakers. Sometimes
Because
Laker
I never knew that
fans
whole
would.
story, and that's what I thought. I'm like, dang, how did David Stern void this? Like, he's never done that.
Right,
But it was
right,
acting governor of the team
right.
that he did it as. Wow.
I'm like dumbfounded by what I just heard. I don't even know how.
That's
Hold on.
very interesting.
So David Stern vetoed it as hold up.
As the governor of the team.
Did they just not have a governor of the team, or was he just acting as everybody's
So-
governor of every team?
No. So at that time, the New Orleans Pelicans didn't have an owner. So since they didn't have an owner, the league took over the team. So the league ran the team.
That sucks. That sucks. That's
So he didn't
That's-
reject it. So when I heard that, I was like, damn, that's actually interesting. He didn't reject it as commissioner. He rejected it as the governor of the team because he's just higher than the GM. Because like when GMs make trades and shit, they always got to get it approved by like the owner or whoever's like right above them to make it official.
yeah. So if the GM would have just waited until after, at least you can't say that you didn't get the chance to trade for Chris Paul, even if a day passed by or 2 days passed by. You feel me?
Mhm.
Oh, that is crazy, man. That is nuts. That is nuts. I feel sorry for Laker Nation for that one. That kind of sucks. Like for him just to go to the Clippers never won anything still, but that's a totally different situation. That's totally different. Oh man.
But here's the thing, though. You can't blame them because it's not. In the hindsight, it's not. It's still not a bad trade because at the time they were still in contention. Because what did they have? They had like a young Blake Griffin. It was just like
Yeah.
all the Clippers able to make a run in the playoffs, and they just never were able to.
I think the thing is they would have had they had 2 or 3 years. Like 2 or 3 before Golden State came on. And when Golden State came on, it was like it's not happening no more. Right?
Right.
Those 2 to 3 years probably would have been with the Lakers a lot more than them. You feel me? Like then before Golden State comes on, it would have been the Lakers instead of the Clippers having those dog fights in the playoffs. With an aging Kobe. I mean, but if you got Chris Paul, man, you could probably sit Kobe some games, or at least rest him a lot more than what he was. Because when that Achilles went, I think in 2014 or something like that, that was just, that was
Was
bad.
it 2014? I wasn't sure if it was 2012. Because
I
I'm
can't-
pretty sure. I remember seeing Dwight Howard in the playoffs by himself.
I think I remember that too, but I'm pretty sure they went home in the first round. I don't know, man. That was
I think
That's
I
a-
thought that was really interesting. I was like, I really want to know what happened.
it's crazy. Even Matt Barnes being on the team didn't know exactly what happened. Like it's crazy how in the dark like all of us are in that situation. Man, well at least the NBA ain't out to get the Lakers as long as we know that.
Facts.
But sheesh, that's a crazy story. I didn't think that.
All right. Thank you for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe down below. Make sure you check us out on social media. We're on all of them: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Inspired by Ambition, IBA Films. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.
Peace, peace, peace.
From small to triple XL. All inspired by Ambition gear at inspiredbyambitionpro.com. That's www.inspiredbyambitionpro.com.